This is like the buffalo chicken wrap of answers.
Open your mouth, prepare your tongue, because you're about to get a taste.
I cannot believe we've gone 12 episodes without me being able to talk about Final Fantasy.
Well, I know the doll is bad, so I gotta think the Dusty Balloon is less bad.
I mean, if all life everywhere ends, what have I lost?
Facial hair as a theme is not something I ever would have chosen.
So yeah, that's the one that Rock is just sweaty the whole time.
He's got that good pointy Jafar beard.
I've got 3 pages of AMA citations.
This is the Debate This podcast.
Hello and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. In this podcast, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about comics, video games, and how a college degree is no more than the paid DLC of life.
Ooh.
How mad are you today, Matt?
Huh.
You sound mad.
My minimum wage job outside of my degree field just really doesn't hit the same way as it used to. I'll just leave it there.
Imagine
If
that.
anything, it's not really even DLC as much as a paid monthly subscription where you're just paying for interest on a student loan that never delivers. So
It's like that the subscription box that they stopped sending, but you forgot to take your credit card off, which has happened to me and does suck. But anyway, today we're jumping in on a long-running series from which I have played exactly one game. A series that has spawned games, books, TV shows, and conspiracy theories across the last 3 decades. A series with more memorable characters, settings, music, and items than maybe any other series to date. And most importantly, a series that is named after a goddamn MacGuffin. Here it is, gentlemen. It's time for another Legend of Zelda episode.
I knew you were going to say Legend of Zelda. I want to be clear that it was not a surprise. However, there is a part of me that really wished you were going to say Fire Emblem because that's all I want to talk about.
That's next week? No, it isn't.
No.
We have not made any plans for a Fire Emblem episode.
I don't want any Fire Emblem spoilers until I can get my hands on the game, so...
Not unless you want to come to my house and be trapped for 4 hours while I tell you about why Edelgard is my queen.
I don't want to talk about Fire Emblem.
no.
Andrew he stands in front of the one door leaving his apartment and just talks about Fire Emblem and you can't escape him. And there isn't a point. It's just the ramblings of a crazy person.
Well, and Kyle, you don't mean into his own apartment itself. You mean the building, the entrance to the building.
Yeah.
Wearing a trench coat with his Switch in the pocket. Hey, you kids want to talk about Fire Emblem? You kids want to talk about Fire Emblem?
All right, let's talk about Legend of Zelda.
I would much rather like to do that. Anyway, the meta of this podcast has grown to forbid us from talking about any topic on the surface level. So please allow me to world build you, the listener, a silly but logical reason why we're having this argument today.
Just lay it all out. Just put it all out there for him.
Putting it there. I'm dry humor.
Here, dummies. Here's your framing for our stupid podcast.
Okay, I'm going on a trip, boys. I have been asked one too many times what the one item I would take with me to a deserted island would be. So I'm going to an island and only taking one item. But it will be something from a Legend of Zelda game. I've turned to the agents at the Debate This Vacation Tours agency to help me plan for my once-in-a-lifetime trip. Hopefully Kyle, Frontier Airlines Harper, Andrew, Airbnb's Henderson, and Todd, Bring Your Own Snacks Thomas can help me prepare.
The only wholesome one of the group.
I do bring my own snacks.
Kyle Frontier Airlines could actually be my name with how many times I've taken that rocket bus with wings to back and forth from Ohio. They're like one financial crisis away from making you stand and hold on to a railing during takeoff.
The pilot has lit the fasten seatbelts button. Unfortunately, we don't have those on this plane, so...
I do love how we've devolved into corporate icebreakers as topic. I personally cannot wait for Pokemon 2 Truths and a Lie.
Oh.
All right, let's get into this. So what is the one item that I should take with me to this deserted island. What is it called? What game is it from? And give me the basic function. Kyle.
Well, Matt, it's really lucky for you that you're going to this deserted island with me, because I was a light
Is he?
scout.
Is that how this works?
That's how
Are you coming?
yes, it's me and my item. That's the only way it gets to come.
Oh, okay.
So your item is Kyle.
And yes,
My one item is Kyle. Kyle's one item is whatever his answer is.
that's how this works, isn't it? You're bringing me and my item, which has yet to be revealed, or Todd.
That's not
and
how
his
I
item.
expected it to work, but I guess it will now.
It is now.
Kyle is the kid down the street that got the new entertainment system, and you can't play it unless you go hang out with him.
Exactly. Or if I bring it on this trip to a deserted island for whatever reason. But Matt, you're lucky because I'm coming prepared to this trip. Do you know what the first thing you're supposed to look for when you're on a deserted island or lost in the woods or anything like that? I'll tell you, it's shelter.
Oh, okay.
And do you know the second thing you need to find after you've gotten stranded on a deserted island or lost in the wilderness?
Is it Kyle?
No, it's
I thought water?
It's a way to fly around and blow huge gusts of wind at things. And
that comes before water?
And yeah, surprisingly it does. And lucky for you, the item I'm bringing provides both shelter and a way to fly around the island and blow huge gusts at things. Because I'm bringing with me the Deku Leaf from Wind Waker.
Cool. Okay. I really like one of the two functions that it has. I have yet to be convinced of the necessity of the second function.
Believe me, Matt, you'll be convinced.
I look forward to my own convincing. Andrew, what do you got for me and my trip? Follow-up question, are you coming?
I'm not.
No, you are. That's how I posited the answer, so now it's canon. We're all going on this trip with Matt.
While Kyle was going through that weird bit, I was trying to think of a joke for that, and all I have is make sure to set Kyle to the C button. Our N64
Good.
friends out there will get that.
One person maybe gets it.
I liked it, Andrew.
Thanks. Cool. So Matt,
Andrew?
do you as I pull up my notes, do you know that feeling? Don't you hate that feeling when you try to grab that item off a high shelf or
On the island that you're on.
On
yeah,
the
well,
deserted island.
just normally in your everyday Matt not living on a desert island life. You know, just like I'm trying to grab that box of crackers way up high that I can't reach.
That's
or maybe
goddamn
Life on this
high
deserted
shelf.
island would be a whole lot easier if I could just reach that box of crackers.
exactly. Maybe just trying to grab that old paint can that's just a little too far in the garage.
Desert Island paint cans.
Desert Island paint can. I told you we're not on the desert island, dicks. Now you have that feeling, you experience that loss, and you wish you could just be a little taller or reach just a little farther, right? Am I right?
Isn't the next line of this, I wish I was a baller?
There it is.
Isn't that how this song goes?
No,
Shot
unfortunately. The next line of the song is look no further than the cane of Samaria. This wonderful little item on loan from the Link to the Past collection has the power to materialize blocks right in front of your very eyes. Now, how would you like to materialize blocks literally at beck and call?
I don't know the answer to that question. I'm 6'1", Andrew. It's rare that I can't reach things on the top shelf.
Fair enough. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the Cane of Samaria. The Cane of Samaria, like I said, is from Link to the Past. It allows Link to spawn a Link-sized block right in front of him. Of course, Link to the Past is top down, so we don't actually know how tall the blocks are. They're absolutely up to your own interpretation.
Well, in that case, I guess they'd be 6'1".
That's a big block.
Rad.
Can you eat these blocks? Are they a food source on this deserted island? Because that would be incredible.
It could be like a screen printing thing, so it depends on the material that you make the blocks out of. Let's say yes.
Okay.
God.
Did I say screen printing? I meant 3D printing.
Yeah.
3D printing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I knew what you meant, but I was gonna leave you out there.
Yeah. That's entirely your job.
You can make 6'1" blocks and print T-shirts on this desert island now, Matt.
That's right. So the whole point of the Cane of Samaria, Link can use those blocks that he creates to push them forward for the old Legend of Zelda block pushing puzzles. or he can use them as platforms. He can fill in gaps. You can use them to like cross chasms, as it were, or you can pick them up and throw them at enemies. And I was explaining in the game, for some reason, the way that they coded how damage happens is anytime you throw an item, it does like double damage. So like at the beginning of the game, before you get the sword, you have to like walk through the castle, the opening castle, Hyrule Castle, and throw pots at the soldiers that are trying to attack you. And that's like your only method of defense. But you can throw things for the rest of the game. So like when you pick up one of these blocks, like way later after you've like upgraded all your items and you have arrows and the hook shots and the bombs, you can throw the blocks and it's still like the most powerful thing that you have in your arsenal. Like you have like, these actual weapons that you've been upgrading the entire time, and you can just throw these little dingussy like clear colored blocks.
So on the chance that the island you decide to desert yourself on is the island from Lost, you can like throw these blocks at the polar bear, I guess.
What about the black smoke?
Yeah, the smoke monster.
Yeah, I hear that smoke monsters are weak against blocks.
Well, what you can also do with the blocks is slash at the blocks, and they explode in a bunch of magical bolts. So when you're done with the blocks, you can, kill your enemies with magical bolts.
Does Matt have a sword on this island?
I said strike it, not strike it with the sword. It does not specify sword.
He was very careful this time.
So that's it. Why wouldn't you want to spawn a million blocks indefinitely?
Do they stick around forever?
No, you hit them with the sword.
What, sword? Is that what you said? Did you say sword? I feel like you said sword.
We'll edit that in post. You can hit them with a nondescript object, and they'll explode into magical bolts. And just
once you spawn one, does it just like sit there forever?
Yeah, if you don't strike it, is it there now?
Yes.
Leading to pollution and.
Well, they're biodegradable.
Is that Zelda? Is that what?
Are they?
Jesus.
Are they not?
Matt, can it be
you
my
prove
turn?
that they aren't?
Oh my god.
As much as I want to see this just unravel and Andrew defend the exact chemical makeup of these blocks, Todd, I'm really curious what you brought to the table today. So please, what am I bringing to the deserted island with me? Follow-up question, are you coming to the deserted island?
Holy shit, we're in question 1 and this is falling apart.
Absolutely.
First, I'm not coming with you because I don't want to be on this deserted island, but I'm sending you with a good item that will help. So like here at Debate This, we seem to have found this like weird routine formula where it's usually there's a wild card.
You're welcome.
And then and then there's usually 2 other ideas and one is far better. And today, Matt, I'm the better option. I'm not often the better option, but today I'm the better option, and I'm going to tell you why.
Todd, I'm not often the better option, Thomas.
Man, that one hits pretty real.
That was your yearbook photo, right?
Yeah, that was my most likely to not be the better option was my whole ordeal.
His superlative.
Yep. Good. We'll let that one sit out there for a while. I'm gonna solve most of your problems with a magical chain and hook combination that lets you reach further.
No, that was your yearbook photo.
That's the superlative most likely to solve your problems with the chain and hook combination.
It was a very, very weird college or high school that I went to. No, it's going to help you reach further than the mild assistance from a temporary block that is apparently 6'1" and biodegradable.
But it deals double damage, Todd.
Yeah, I guess. The other thing is the hook shot will actually bring items back to you as opposed to what Kyle's going to tell you his item does by just Fusro dying them into the horizon. So the hook shot is a staple in a lot of Zelda games, like, I don't know, 5 or more, not counting any of the Smash Brothers franchise. Yeah, okay, good, because it's that good. How many games was the Cane of Bad Things?
Exactly 2.
Yeah, okay. But the big deal is it's a staple in all the Zelda games because it's the grappling hook you've always wanted with the physics that we're too afraid to ask about. And it's yours, Matt. I'm letting you have it on this island that I'm not there with you on.
Okay, great. Todd, what happens if I do dare to question the physics?
Oh. To look into the eyes of God is to spite him. It's best that you don't.
As soon as you ask how the hook shot works, the hook shot stops working.
It just disappears, actually.
It goes back to Todd.
Schrodinger's hook shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Todd, really all I took from that was that the phrase Fusro dying and also the word yeet have the same definition. And now I want a Skyrim mod where you just run around yelling yeet as you throw shit at people.
I gotta tell you, when I was thinking of ways to make fun of Kyle's option, I was gonna say yeet, but I was like, Fusro Da is more on brand for what we're doing here, but I'm glad to know that yeet also could have worked.
I think yeet would have helped my argument.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't want to yeet things into the horizon?
I once saw, this is unrelated, but I once saw a Reddit thread, somebody asking what the difference between yeet and Kobe is. And
yes, I know this
it
thread.
was yeet is a strength check, Kobe is a dex check.
That's pretty good.
Yeet is distance, Kobe is accuracy.
Correct.
All right, well, here we are at question 2, and shit is off the rails. So
Good.
Off the rails. The rails are gone. I don't know if we started on rails today.
Well, let's blaze a new trail then. As this one item is the only thing I'll have with me on this indefinite vacation, I need to know all of the ways I can use it to keep me going. What are the surface level advantages to having this item, but also, what sort of weird things will I be able to use this item for? Long story short, how will this item help me survive as I am out and about on this lonely, deserted island? Kyle, that you're questionably on with me?
I was gonna say, not to give Kyle like bonus points, but I mean, Kyle's also there with you with his answer.
I'm ride or die, Matt. I'm here for you.
That's the kind of travel agency that I hope to invest in, Kyle.
Yes. So beyond the surface level like game uses of the Deku Leaf, which mostly are going to let you fly around the island, scout out new locations, new resources, bring them back to camp quicker because you can glide with the Deku Leaf. It's great. It's like the prototype hang glider in Breath of the Wild, except it also has the bonus feature of letting you blow huge gusts of wind at things. And those huge gusts of wind are going to be just as helpful, letting you do things like knock fruit out of trees, stun
Into the horizon.
Yeah, that's my question. Like, can I knock things out of trees, or do I just yeet them into oblivion?
So it is a gust of wind made by a leaf, Matt. It is not the shout of a magical dragon man.
They definitely
from
won't play in
Skyrim.
those trees.
So it'll it might not land at your feet, but it's not going to go more than 3 yards or something away from you. Easy to collect.
3 yards is so specific.
It's like Andrew's block that is exactly 6'1".
Look, we tested the limits of the Deku Leaf, and 3 yards was about what we came up with for yeeting things with it. But beyond that, Matt, it's a big leaf, so it's gonna be a nice makeshift shelter for you if you are out collecting resources and a pop-up storm hits. It's got a nice bowl shape, so you can use it to harvest water overnight or in the rain. It works as a bowl. It's a leaf. I mean, if you eat some bad berries, you could wipe your ass with it. I'm looking for you said any and all, Matt, and that's what I'm trying to do for you. But the big 3 I'm thinking of are the flying around, the makeshift shelter, and yeeting things out of trees and or stunning potential food.
Wait, I have a very specific question. So the Deku Leaf can yeet a mango out of a tree exactly 3 yards, but can also stun an animal.
Exactly 3 yards.
3 yards.
How close do I have to be to this animal?
Think of a gust of wind hitting you in the face with the strength to yeet a mango 3 yards. You'd be pretty stunned, Matt.
Is it an African or a European mango, Kyle?
Let's not get into those specifics, Matt.
Okay, all right, got it. Well, that leaves me with a lot more questions than answers.
Good.
Andrew, tell me a little bit more about the Cane of Samaria and what sort of things I can do with it.
I'm sure this will be better. Don't worry.
Hey Matt,
Hey Andrew,
you wanna make a Wilson?
maybe
You can make a Wilson.
I can make a Wilson.
That's your opener?
No, Kyle, let him be. Let him be, Kyle. Leave him.
We'll let him dig his own grave here.
You can make a Wilson. Here's the thing.
Tell me more.
When you're talking about that desert island item, and besides having Kyle with you, the primary function that you want is versatility.
Sure.
Despite the conversion rate from Yeets to miles, what you want is something that can, quite frankly, be something for every situation. The Swiss Army knife of nondescript blocks, if you will.
Okay.
I'll give you a couple examples. Right, so need to reach a coconut from a high branch. Boom, spawn a block to use as a stepping stone. If it's 6'1", maybe turn it to its size.
You'll have to climb on top of this 6'1" block first, but
Sure. I mean,
you can
whatever.
figure that out.
Yeah.
You like to climb.
Yeah, you're a climber. Now, okay, so you've got the coconut, right? You need something to break it open. Well, now you've got a block. Get another block and just kind of, all right, just use that to crack it open. It's your blown object you need. How about, okay, coconut isn't enough, and you need to cross that deadly chasm full of venomous snakes. Boom, spawn a tower full of blocks to act as your bridge across. You won't have to touch a single snake because you will be walking on blocks, baby.
Okay.
Walking on blocks. Need some shelter?
Hey, Andrew?
Nope, I'm still going. I got a couple more. Need some shelter? Just blammo. You got yourself an unlimited supply of block fort.
Okay. That one makes sense.
Yeah,
That one tracks.
Yep. You can see we're moving. So you can make
I'm
your
back.
little
All right.
can make your little block Wilson. Put a little smiley face on him inside your block fort. Right.
Well, not little, about 6'1", but
Comparatively
your
little.
6'1" block Wilson.
Yeah, comparatively. And if these blocks are 6'1", then hot damn, you're gonna have one hell of a mansion on this island full of blocks. These blocks, are non-absorbent, so the rain will just, glide right off. So you don't have
Your
to worry
hand
about,
motions are helping.
You don't have to worry about them absorbing water.
Don't ever get mad and punch one of your blocks, because it'll blow up your whole house, your whole fortress.
It might blow up your whole house, but just don't punch. I mean, you don't punch your walls at home. Just don't punch your walls in the desert island. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but I'm going to be there with him.
Ding. That's it. That's all I got.
hey, Andrew.
Yeah, Todd.
So I'm on the Zelda wiki, and there's a whole paragraph that says uses. It's like the third sentence on the Cane of Samaria's page, right?
User.
Yeah. Are you also on this page?
Not
Oh.
right now.
Todd's about to poke a big old hole in your argument.
So
It's about to be a real sad day for Andrew.
So there's 3 sentences under the word uses, and I'm going to read you the first 2. The Cane of Samaria can create a single block that Link can push and sometimes carry around. Only one block can exist at a time. So I'm here to tell you, I not that I don't think Matt can do a lot of the things you told him he could, but I don't think he can do.
He can't make a whole block-based economy on this island.
The hook shot has a range of like 1 foot. So if we're gonna take if we're gonna take the wiki at its word,
if we're using your Matt-based length measurement system, the hook shot goes like 6 squares across, and Link is approximately 6 feet. So it goes like 36 feet at least.
not an ocarina of time. It goes like 2 feet depth. 2 feet.
That is
depth.
certainly not
You're
accurate.
You're thinking of. You're
Does
thinking
the
of the
wiki
long
not have
shot,
the stats on
which
the
is
hook
the
shot?
upgrade to the hook shot because the
I'm
hook shot's
thinking
length
of-
is so
I'm-
small. I'm still
I'm
talking.
thinking of the hook shot from the game that you're referencing, Link to the Past, that it goes across 6 different squares straight in front of Link.
block economy.
All right,
All
Matt.
right, Todd.
Block-based economy.
Todd, I've heard a lot about the hook shot. Please tell me whatever you want to tell me.
Okay, do you really need to reach that aforementioned coconut, but you don't have time to scale a single block or pick it up from 3 yards away? You got it. This is an easier way to get that coconut, as long as it's not over 40 feet in the air, which it's probably not. Are you tired of walking all the way across camp to pick up that same coconut again? All right, cool. You just hook shot it. Just bring it on over. And here's the extra utility, Matt. Do you need to set up a slack line or a support for your hammock? Hook shot. Hook shot all day. That's all it is. And this doesn't even begin to describe how it's also going to. It's an incredibly potent unlimited supply defense item. you know what? I hear that islands have a real bad keese problem. You got a problem with keeses? Those flying angry bird things?
Those are
Just
bats.
hookshot all the shit.
The plural of
okay,
keese
they're
is
bird-
keese, Todd.
Yeah, they're bats.
Yeah, bird bats.
It's like deer.
Yeah, okay.
Like geese.
Yeah, bird
like the-
bats.
No, they're just
Keese.
bats. Like they're just straight up bats.
Keeses. Yeah, keeses? Block-based economy. Anyway, it's
Blockchain.
fine.
Is that anything?
It's fine. Yeah, but you know what, Matt? It'll retrieve your shit. It also will defend your shit. It'll also make a pretty sweet hammock setup
I have
thing.
a
I don't know.
question.
It's not. It's
I have
not
a
the
very
shit that
serious
they
question.
said.
I have a very serious
Okay,
question.
let's hear it.
So in your example, in your example of getting the coconut, how do you get the
Yeah.
coconut? How does the hook shot get the coconut? And honestly, this is an open forum, so like anyone else who wants to take this can feel free to take it. But like, I feel like the only one or two things could happen. You either like you put up the hook shot, right? You go right. That's the sound of
And
the hook
it
shot.
pulls it down to you.
I feel like what Andrew's getting at is it's gonna like split that coconut open, and
Yeah,
you're gonna
it'll either-
lose a lot of that coconut milk, which is a good source of water.
Yeah, that good
uh,
coconut milk.
You'll have to collect all the pieces of the coconut, which is gonna take a lot more time than if you had just yeeted it off that tree and walked over
which
to
would
it
be
with a
decidedly
leaf.
Zelda-like, but we're not gonna go there. But like, if it doesn't pierce it, it just kind of goes like, bink, right? Because it's just like a metal point, right? Like it doesn't
Well-
like latch onto anything. It's not a grabber. Like it just kind of like hits something with a dull point.
Yeah, so I would give you these two other examples of what it has retrieved that is of varying density. So it'll retrieve rupees and bring them back to you without shattering them. It'll retrieve magical hearts without shattering them and bringing them to you.
Both things being magical, not
Yeah.
ordinary everyday coconuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it back to the R&D guys, the nerds down in the basement. They figure that
I always
stuff
thought
out.
it was really fun too that like there's never any physics to the hook shot. Like it just
No.
always goes
Oh,
in a
no.
straight line and then stops and then retracts in a straight line.
Like Todd
Yeah.
said, don't question the physics because
Oh,
it
yeah.
just disappears.
Well, and if you're standing too close to something that it doesn't latch into, it just flies out and flies back in without any repercussions instantly.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's truly a devil's tool. So don't. You know what, Matt? I'm gonna tell you this. Don't question how it works.
It's black
don't,
magic.
Don't leave it alone.
Don't feed it after midnight.
Don't point it into anything's eyes that you love.
Okay, all right.
I hate to say it, Matt, but I think unfortunately the Cane of Samaria is the one that makes the most sense here.
Okay.
You know what, Andrew? You're not moderating this debate. I am, and I have another question. So you
Nice try.
shut your whore mouth and hold your damn thoughts, because here's question 3. All of your items sound like they will be very helpful to me on my deserted
You wrote
island.
that before you heard what we had to say.
Yeah, I know. I'm just reading my notes and trying to keep us on some sort of rails. None of these sound
fool's
helpful.
task.
I mean, let's be honest. Yeah.
Matt of the past had so much hope for what this podcast would be, and Matt of the present is just so disappointed.
Matt of the present is not only disappointed, but is also concerned if any of you ever end up in a survival situation. And Andrew is like, I need food, but I don't have any blocks.
I eat the blocks.
So anyway, I'm looking forward to taking one of your items with me. At least I thought I would be when I wrote the questions for this podcast. That being said, I'm sure I'll have to go on some menial fetch quest to get the goddamn thing. So lay it on me. How terrible is it going to be for me to acquire your item as I prepare for my journey?
All right, Matt, I got good news. Because these other two guys are going to try and tell you that their items are easy to get.
They are.
And that might be true
It
for
is.
seasoned adventurers. But you and me, we're not seasoned adventurers. We just play them around Todd's kitchen table. If you're anything like me, you don't even want to go across town to get like that special like piece you need to finish your recipe for dinner, let alone across the entire continent like these two are going to suggest. And I've got good news for you, Matt. The Deku Leaf, it's just in the woods next to your house. You don't even have to leave your property line because all you got to do is go knock some jellies off a talking old tree as you climb to the top. And I know you already like to climb, so it's just like a fun afternoon activity for you. And you get the magical leaf. That's all I got. You just go into the woods next to your house, climb a tree, and get a leaf.
I am unnerved by this highly targeted advertisement for the Deku Leaf. Wow, yeah, that sounds way less menial than I expected it to be to get this item. Andrew, please tell me how much of a seasoned adventurer am I going to need to be to get the Cane of Samaria?
Not at all, Matt. Not at all. I would say it's so easy, a bunny rabbit could do it. Thanks for
If you played Link to the Past, you get that one.
Hey,
I didn't, so I
this is
don't.
me pointing
okay.
at Todd in an audio format. He got the joke.
Good job, everybody. Great jokes all around.
We did it. Matt, getting access to the Cane of Mario is so easy. All you need to do, you really just one step. You just need to access the evil mirror version of our world.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa, that's a big step there, Andrew.
I mean, like, you don't have to go very far. You just have to, find a wavy blue portal under a boulder and get transported to the evil upside down version of our world. Like it's our world, but instead of like normal people, everyone is like a goblin or a tree that yells at you or an ogre who throws bombs at you.
I don't like that very much.
But it's fine because it's totally fine because as long as you're carrying one, a handheld mirror, and two, an oversized pearl, like a pearl from an oyster pearl, you won't be turned into a bunny rabbit. So, thumbs up.
So his gift comes with extra gifts.
Yeah,
And rules.
more things, and you can make another Wilson out of the pearl if you want.
And you have to do interdimensional travel to get it.
Now here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna need to find the one desert in our world, which you can find by just walking west until you can't anymore. And then you're gonna just kind of pick up every big boulder you come across until you find like a little square blue portal. It's like wavy. You'll know when you see it. Just hidden under one of those boulders. Then you'll be transported to the evil upside down. You're gonna head straight for the large green dome that looks like a bulldog's face made out of plants. Once you get inside, you'll see that a giant section of the floor is missing. Now, don't worry. All you need to do is turn around and run straight into the wall in front of you. Like, dash into it, like as fast as you can. Ideally with your sword in front of you. And then
You're trying to get on the train to Hogwarts.
yeah,
'Cause
like
that's
do
what
like
it is.
like a Scooby-Doo run in midair. And once you bump into the wall, it'll actually knock you back so hard that you'll fly over the bottomless pit. Make sense? Cool.
No.
Are you writing this down, Matt? I feel like you should be writing this down.
This sounds
I
like
think that I need to.
how we used to give directions
These are
before
some Pittsburgh
Google
ass
Maps was a
directions right
thing.
here.
They really are, yeah. When do I turn left at Giant Eagle or do I turn left at Isley's?
You turn left at the end of the Joe Grishecki song.
It's the third stoplight, not the third four-way stop, but the third stoplight.
Right. So you're
Got
gonna
it.
so you're gonna take a hard left at the room with all the fireballs, and then head straight through past the wooden train tracks to pick up the key on the floor made of spikes. Run through more fireballs, make yourself temporarily invincible, and then walk down a second spike floor. Then make a right at the room where all the floor tiles come to life and try to kill you. Then you're gonna head upstairs and solve the block pushing puzzle by not pushing blocks and instead using your magic wand to light torches from far away. Grab the big key, jump down the hole that was just created by lighting those torches, head back toward the original fireball room. Now from there, you're going to head east until you see a long bridge being guarded by a big eye carved into the wall. Got that? Big eye, long bridge? Cool.
Yep, got it. Big eye, long bridge.
Run really fast down that bridge because the floor will start to disappear behind you. And it will not come back. Open the big chest with your big key in front of you, and there you go. Boom. Cane of Samaria. Easy. Right?
Easy. You know what? I feel like Andrew said the words easy and almost trivial so many times. I'm inclined to believe that it is easy.
I incepted you, Todd. That's why I did that. It was a trick.
You
It
gaslit
was
us.
only
Yeah,
like
that-
a 32-step process
Yeah.
You will have to
involving
fight.
a lot of other items you probably don't have yet. But
You don't need them.
I think he's right. I think
fluff.
it sounds pretty easy.
This is like one of my friends from high school telling me how I can make money by convincing other people to sell protein shakes.
Now, one thing is you will have to fight your way out by fighting a sentient mass of goo that's filled with floating eyeballs.
Oh, goo.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, you're just
Wait, was that last part filled with floating
filled
eyes?
with floating eyeballs. Yep. Now you just
Oh.
pop those bad boys out, stab them one by one. You'll be fine.
How do you pull them out?
You just rip them out. You just
I know, but what
Is there
tool
an item you
could
would
you use?
use?
Is there like a specific
Nope.
item you could use to retrieve the eyes out of the goo?
nope. Just your hands. It's just goo. You don't need a tool to do that.
But what if I don't want to reach in the goo,
You
Andrew?
you could fire arrows into the goo.
Oh,
That'll
okay.
do it.
Oh,
That's
well,
a great
that'll
option.
bring him out to you. Okay, well, that's weird. Arrows don't work like
Matt,
that.
I
but-
think Todd's about to sell you a a nice
Matt.
sentient eyeball goo defeating weapon.
Yeah, it's fine. Use Todd's item to get to mine, which is obviously better. That's fine.
You could always just yeet the eyeballs out of the goo, I guess. All right, Matt.
Yeah, go ahead, Todd.
Ooh, that was a trip.
It was.
To another dimension. Let's not forget. The first step is go to the Bizarro world version of our world.
Yeah.
You have to go to the upside down, but you need to take the black pearl and the mirror.
It's a normal pearl, Todd.
Oh, that's the part.
Don't be ridiculous.
Yes. Don't be an asshole.
So the hookshot's been in so many games. I'm gonna give you 3 different options, Matt, and you can just choose the one you like the best.
They're all bad.
All right.
All right.
Oh, they're
all bad.
They're all options. So
They're all water temple based fighting.
So again, much like Andrews, it's easy. All you have to do is travel 7 years into the future from your original existence.
Got it.
Find the ghost of the only known graveskeeper you ever met as a child. And then you have to beat him in a race. And then he'll give you the hookshot. All right? So there's one option right there. Easy. That's like 3 steps. And if you don't like that, you're going to want to go grab that mask you have that transforms you into a magical fish race of the Zoras, and then you're going to infiltrate a pirate base, and then you're going to steal it from pirates that stole it from a fisherman, but you have to distract the pirates by using bees.
That Zora mask we all just have.
Yeah.
Definitely have, yeah.
And then the third option, you're gonna have to bring Kyle with you.
He's been with me for everything else.
So you're gonna have to explore some old ancient ruins of the Wind Temple and use a giant leaf that controls wind to solve intricate puzzles. But we can forget about that one.
Hey, I have a suggestion. For all those puzzles, most of those might be block-based puzzles, as we've discussed in previous episodes. How else are you gonna get those blocks?
With the blocks that are probably in the room.
Keep going.
So
no further questions, Your Honor.
the defense rest.
Matt, I would just suggest racing the ghost because that seems to be pretty on brand. I also want to throw
After
out
you've
there
jumped 7 years in the future. Reminder:
Yeah,
mine's in
time-
your backyard, and you just have to climb a tree.
Or murdered that dying Zora to capture his life essence inside a child's plaything.
Okay,
hold on. I don't have any questions about traveling 7 years into the future or murdering fish people.
Yeah,
my
sure.
biggest question for you, Todd, is what part of my brand involves cardio? Where in my personal brand does cardio fit, Todd?
Okay, that's you. If it makes you feel any better, you're gonna be swinging a torch the whole time because it's dark. Oh, you know what? Other options. You can go to a swamp palace, or you can pull it out of the inside of a giant catfish's gullet.
Both of those are the official water temple of their
No, you know what? I'm here to own my shit. So I'm gonna tell you, Matt, there is an upgrade that will make the hookshot even better. But to get that upgrade, you have to go to the water temple. And so I'm here to
Not
tell
interested.
you. I'm here to tell you.
Doesn't matter.
36
Will not do it.
36 feet of grappling goodness is enough. That's enough. That's 12 yards. That's 4 yeets. You don't need more.
How many yeets in a yard?
There is like the rest of the world that's using the metric system is going to listen to this and be like, "What the fuck? we just got down inches and yards."
You could find the lost the lost sky city of the bird chicken people to find 2 hook-shots.
Yeah, that's a thing too. But you don't need 2.
No, I can only take one thing with me to the island.
One thing in Kyle, but like the dark magic within a hookshot doesn't want you to share yourself, Matt.
Oh.
Wow. And on that note, it's time for a super secret bonus question. Normally it's like, man, I have at least 2 really good options, and I need this super secret bonus question to help me narrow it down. And that's not where we're at right now. So, super secret bonus question.
You have one really good option, and a a cane that makes blocks, and a physics-defying chain gun.
I'm sorry. Did Yeet Leaf? Did we decide that Yeet Leaf wins?
Yeet Leaf does not win.
Right.
I'm just gonna let all 3 of you believe that I have one good option on the table, and I won't tell any of you where we actually stand. But here's my super secret bonus question.
Good strategy, Matt. Keep Todd and Andrew hopeful.
Exactly.
Fuck off, Kyle.
No, here is Here is my super secret bonus question, and Andrew has already alluded to this a couple of times.
Blockchain.
I'm taking, not blockchain, I am taking this one item to this deserted island where, unless Kyle comes, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. And when you're alone on an island, Tom Hanks tells me you need a volleyball, but none of these options were a volleyball. So I need all three of you to personify your item into my own personal Wilson, who will keep me sane until my delivery company finds me back on some deserted island and brings me back to my family years later. I will hear your answers on the personifications of these items after this. Hello there, friends. It is me again, weirdly pitching that break off to myself. Anyway, Matt here to tell you that Debate This is going on the road again, sort of. We will be at the Columbus Toy and Game Show this weekend on Sunday, September 8th. That event runs from 8 to 3. It's at the Ohio Expo Center, more specifically at the Lausche Building. The address for that is 717 East 17th Avenue, which is just an absurd number of sevens for one address. But there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. There's going to be free arcade games in the arcade alley, some video game tournaments hosted by the Columbus Retro League, door prizes, and Sergeant Slaughter, the former WWE wrestler, is going to be there. Also, I guess he was a G.I. Joe, which I didn't know. And of course, if you're into retro collecting, whether it's for toys or games, there's going to be tons and tons of that as well. It is apparently, according to the paper they gave us, the largest toy and collectible show on the East Coast, which is pretty cool. They're expecting something like 5,000 attendees. Anyway, we're going to be there all day long, handing out merch, saying hello to folks, arguing with people, I'm sure. So if you are interested in saying hey to us, getting some pins or stickers, or just coming and saying hi. Oh, also mini posters, because those are a weird thing that we have. Come swing by the Columbus Toy and Game Show. We will be there all day long from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. One more time, it's at the Ohio Expo Center on Sunday, September 8th at the Lausche Building, 717 East 17th Avenue, 777-777. Come and see us. We would love to see you. I'm going to now weirdly pitch this commercial back to myself. Okay, bye. All right, welcome back. I have tried to put an end to this ridiculous smattering of travel agents' advice with the question of, please personify your item into my own personal Wilson that will keep me
Which
sane on
seems
this
really
island.
misguided to get this podcast back on the rails, but go on.
I know, it seems like a terrible idea, but it's how the movie ended, and I've only seen Castaway once, so I can't pull any other deep cuts. Kyle, go ahead, personify your item for me. Bonus points if it has a name, 0 bonus points awarded if that name is Wilson.
So it's not the most creative answer, but we're going to draw a nice face on the surface of our Deku leaf, and he becomes your new best gliding buddy, Dak Kuleaf, your smiling, friendly fly buddy and Yeet friend, Dak Kuleaf. For those of you who didn't hear that, that's it.
All right, Dak
Yeet
Kuleaf
friends.
2020. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, look, we already talked about making a Wilson, and I think we can just double down on this. We already discussed. We've made it very clear that the blocks that you spawn will be mat sized. So
Your block.
Block
Block.
singular.
Bloxington.
And I thought I was reaching with Dak Kuleaf.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at here. How about Block Lesnar? You want that one? Block Lesnar. Yeah.
I thought that you were just gonna go with the Block Ness monster, and I was way more into that. And you lost me.
Yeah,
with
that
Block
was a pretty
Lesnar.
good one.
That was really
Yeah.
good. Look, here's the deal. So you're gonna be bored on said desert island. So why not give yourself a little hobby, right? You can make your big old block and then sculpt yourself a new best friend. You can go farther than
Don't touch the block with any hard other surface.
I think it's intent. I think that's the difference. I think the block senses intent. So if
Does what?
it's my block, I can map on whatever
It's
personality
Matt's
I want.
block.
Well, it's not yet. He hasn't picked it yet. So I think it's intent. I think if you come at it in a kind of a calming tone without like, you're not gonna like wind up your whole arm just to like carve a little piece out of it. You're gonna be delicate. You're gonna be very thoughtful, right? The block can sense that, and it won't explode. Now, if you come at it swinging, right, like it might, you might
See, there's
Little
definitely the
problem
part
there,
of
but-
Castaway where Tom Hanks like throws Wilson like off the cliff or something.
well maybe
And and then your friend's gonna explode.
Well, maybe
'cause it's
if
not a
Wilson-
volleyball that will be waiting
maybe
there.
if Wilson had a little more personification to it, he wouldn't do that.
Wilson is one of the greatest characters ever put to film. I don't know what you're talking about, but go on with Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is a Probopass. That's what he is. It is a giant. It is a giant block, and that's one of the 5 Pokemon I know. It is a giant like block with a big goofy mustache on
But
it.
like that would be rad. I would love to have a giant block with a goofy mustache as my best friend on a desert island. It wouldn't yell at me like, you fucking assholes.
As long as Matt doesn't need any more blocks ever again.
We don't know if you can't do more than one block, okay?
We do.
It's the second and third sentence on the page.
But-
It says it. It's
Can-
not.
but-
It's not ambiguous at all. It's not like
But-
you only like makes a block and leaves it open ended. It's can only make one block at a time.
With that attitude, sure.
I'm just angry and I don't know what to say because he's just wrong and he knows it.
Yeah.
I'm just really glad that I asked, like, make your item a Wilson and not tell me how I can remove my abscess tooth with your item. Because I didn't want Andrew to explain how I'm going to shove a 6'1" block in my mouth.
I mean, Kyle and I were gonna give you good options. I would have just chain grabbed it and he would have yeeted it right out of your mouth.
yeah.
Todd, that's not the question. Answer the one I asked you.
Okay, is it my turn or is Andrew?
It is now, yeah.
Okay. Did you ever watch Futurama?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So do you remember Clamps from Futurama?
Yeah, I remember Clamps.
The mobster with the real like, let me give him the clamps, boss. Like it was good. I'm gonna introduce you to Chains. Only instead of a mobster accent, it switches back and forth between being your friend and whispering dark suggestions more and more the longer you're on this island. So it kind of starts as this, hey, let me grab that bundle of bananas for you, buddy. You'll need your strength. When we get out of here, we're going to punish those who abandoned you here with our fury. So, you don't want to be on that island longer than
boy,
you have
watch
to.
out, Kyle.
Because the dark magic of the hook shot. It heard you questioning it, Matt, and it's not happy.
You missed a real good opportunity to have it be 2 Chains and just say cheesy rhymes to him the whole time he's on the island. But I'll let you dig the hole you're in.
No, I'm not going to try and argue any further because I saw how that went for Andrew and his flailing. The naming was off. You just don't want to be alone. It's dark magic. It can't be explained, Matt.
Wow. This podcast has been a time, and it is now time for the good vibes, which means we're even closer to it being over.
Yeah.
So go ahead, guys.
We don't deserve this.
Listeners, please feel free to reach out to if you didn't like this content. Please reach out to us. We'll give you all the money you spent listening to this podcast back.
Ha.
Are we in good vibes now? Is that what it is?
We are in good
I'm
vibes.
glad.
Yeah, go ahead,
All
Kyle.
right. So, Andrew, you somehow managed to poorly argue the best object here to be stranded on a desert island with. Like creating matter out of nothing would be incredible to have on a deserted island. And you just picked all the worst applications for it, which is
Thank you.
commendable. And Todd, again, you picked a magic grappling hook, and again, I feel somehow argued it worse than Yeet Leaf, which
Is that a compliment?
It's not.
Is that
It
what
is.
this is?
It's not.
but seriously, like those are both very good options to have in a survival setting. It was my episode to lose, and I won't make any more statements.
Wow, Kyle, you really what a real tortoise in the hare moment.
Don't you guys feel a lot better before
Yeah, I
before
do.
I said things than after?
Kyle, I like you as a person. I like that you used the term yeet.
Yeah.
I like that Yeet Leaf became a thing today. End of sentence.
Fair.
Say nice things about Todd.
Oh,
Nope.
Todd. Yeah. Oh, Todd. Yeah, Todd. Hey, what, thanks for playing in this horrible sandbox of bad ideas with me. It's cold here alone. Thanks for joining me.
Kyle, I really liked the Deku Leaf. I didn't play the games, I think, where it got the most use, but I had put together my argument or my like list of places you could find my item before realizing that you chose one of the items that I need to get the item in one of my games. So it wasn't until I was reading that part of my notes that I was like, well, I'm going to own it because this is who I am.
Here's the hole I dug.
Yeah.
I'm in it now.
Let's go with that. I think that is truly a neat item. Just in general, now that we've said that, Andrew, I thought you were also going to go like the 3D printer I make matter with this cane route.
Yeah, that would have been
and
better.
Kyle just like swerved you into a literal tree when he said all the boxes are 6 foot 1 inch tall because that's the dimension they are on the screen with Link. And then from there you were stuck.
I also want to be very clear that yes, you called me out. You do need the hook shot to beat the boss of Misery Mire, which is where you get the Cane of Samaria hand gesture.
So we've made some kind of a rock, paper, scissors situation here.
You sure did.
So I honestly did not know that the Cane of Samaria is apparently a speedrunner's item because it does extra damage because you're throwing blocks. That's incredible.
It's really cool. Speedrunners do. I love watching Link to the Past speedruns, especially the randomizer ones, which is like the items are all swapped around. So if you get the Cane of Samaria early, you can do some really cool shit. The only thing with Cane of Samaria is it's a huge magic tax.
Oh.
So it's I think you can do like without upgrading your magic meter, you can only get like 2 blocks out of it because it's so late in the game that it assumes you have all the magic meter already. But anyway, but a lot of speedrunners will do it. They'll use it to clear rooms because you can just like throw a block down, do double damage to something, and then hit it, and it clears the room. It's really cool.
Yeah, like then those are just things I don't think I ever knew that it did any of that stuff when I played Link to the Past. So that's just very, very neat. And you two gave such good arguments for what I think are bad items, or at least Kyle gave good arguments for what I thought was a bad item, that it started to throw me off my game because I'm like, my item just makes so much sense. Something's wrong with it.
The Deku Leaf is a very unassuming item. It's also, you end up using it, you get it very early on and you use it the whole game because like that gliding back, you beat the boss and you're like at the top of a mountain now and you can just glide back to the village you need to go to, or
it's not unlike the paraglider in Breath of the Wild. Kyle, have you ever seen the Hyrule Warriors version of the Deku Leaf?
I have not until I started reading the wiki like mid this episode, but also
it's very cool.
Very cool for that.
Yeah, I still think that mine was the ideal option because it's kind of that like reach grabber that when Andrew was talking about reaching something a little bit too high, it is that. So suck it.
That's not the time for this, Todd. This is good vibes.
Oh, I mean, I thought Andrew gave a good answer, but mine was gooder.
Matt, tell us who won.
Yeah, I'd love to, Andrew. Well,
end this fever dream nightmare.
After what I'm contractually obligated to say is much careful and considerate thought, I have come to a decision on my single item packing list to this deserted island. The first thing I can tell you is that Splody Block Machine is not going to make the list. Sorry, Andrew.
Fair enough.
Let me just throw out how hard it'll be to get a hook shot through customs.
Shut up, Kyle. don't yeet all over this.
Which leaves us to Yeet Leaf and the Grabby Hand, which is not the decision that I thought that I would.
My
I
favorite
would
soul band,
today.
Yeet Leaf and the Grabby Band. Damn it, Grabby Hand. I'm going home now. See ya.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this. I really had to think about what it would look like as I stood on the beach with my one item that was going to carry me to salvation alone on this island. And I thought, what would look cooler as a silhouette as the sun goes down if someone were to put a camera behind me and take my picture of me holding my item. And the decision that I came to is the idea of my one item being a leaf
Fuck.
on an island full of trees, but this one is my leaf. There are many leaves like it, but this one is mine. Just brought a lot of joy, and for that reason and that reason only, Kyle, Dak Coolleaf is gonna be my buddy on this island.
I want
he
to point out
is.
That
that
was
in
like
your
a recap.
silhouette, with you holding this leaf, Kyle is 3 feet to your right, standing there just watching.
I'm the
He's
one
propping
taking
the
the
leaf
picture
up.
for your Instagram, Matt. I'm the one taking the picture of you holding Dak Coolleaf in this awesome silhouette sunset pic.
I just got bird Jesus again, didn't I? That's what
You
this
did.
was.
Yeah.
I bird Jesus myself.
You did,
Yeah, you did. You really did. Yeah, and with that, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. So thanks for listening to Debate This. Follow along with the argument on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Debate This Cast, and check out our website at debatethiscast.com. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review so more people can hear this. And this is
Whatever
the
it
second
was.
time.
Or don't.
This is the second time that I have moderated an episode that has turned into a disaster. So don't catch me on the mod side of this for a while. Until next time, I'm Matt Cole.
I'm Kyle Yeet Leaf Harper.
I'm Andrew Blockchain Henderson.
I'm Todd. My cardio is ghost racing Thomas.
Saying somehow we managed to get through this whole episode without ever saying it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. And if you think we're wrong, then you can come fight us behind the swing sets, nerds.